The darker one is the M4, lighter one is the E4, right? E4 is the 100 Mbps connection only. Again, a shame. I don't understand why TP-Link would do such abomination. But the M4 is gigabit capable, has 2 gigabit Ethernet port on the back of it. What's up, YouTube? This is your boy G, back in another video. Alright, so today we're just gonna unbox this new mesh system that I purchased from our favorite Lazada once more. But yeah, this is Deco from TP-Link. I think this is one of the cheapest, mesh system right there. But I purchased this for I think around 4,500 pesos. It's on sale. It was 5,500 something, even higher than that. And they cut off 1,000 pesos on it. But let's go ahead and open it up right now so that we can inspect the actual package here, the actual box. This is again Deco from TP-Link. So right in the front you will see whole home mesh Wi-Fi system. So it contains 3 thingy here, kind of like router, right? A Wi-Fi setup. Seamless roaming, parental controls, adaptive bat selection. So I do like that it has parental controls right there. Fast, stable everywhere, of course. Wi-Fi dead zone killer. That's the main purpose of this, right? So mind you, it's not really gonna make your internet connection faster than what you already have. It might even make it slower, right, as you add nodes on it, of course, but it will just make it more available, right? It will just extend the signal of it. So it connects up to 100 devices, which is pretty cool. Easy setup via Deco app. So I've heard it doesn't have a GUI, right, or a UI, like user interface where you can go to like an address, like old school back in the day, 192.168, something like that. It doesn't have that. It has app though, right? So everything is via app right now. So I'm going to download that, set it up, of course, and then show you how to install that pretty quick, via that Deco app. So enhanced dual band speed, again, this is available for, or it has 2.4 gigahertz and at the same time 5 gigahertz connection. Covers up to 4,500 square feet. Now imagine that. Compatible with Amazon Alexa. So again, on the side it's just the same AC 1200 Deco E4. So there's a lot of other Deco out there. This one specifically is E4, right? So take note of that. So again, works with all Deco models, so you can even add more if you want that. And it's basically the same as what you've got earlier. 300 Mbps on 2.4 gigs. So that's the maximum for the 2.4, and plus 867 Mbps on 5 gigahertz, right? That's why they call 1200. It's about 11 something, but Mesh protocol 802.11 kVr. All right, MU MIMO. Quality of service, QoS, access point mode, so it can also, of course, function as access mode. Guest network, IPv6 compatible, optional Ethernet backhaul, 2 fast Ethernet ports per Deco unit, all right, 1 LAN auto sensing. Product dimension is that if you want to check that out. Now I'm going to talk about this real quick. It says 2 fast Ethernet ports per Deco unit. This actually means it's just 100 Mbps. Which is really sad, for this specific model. So it's not written here, but on the manual and in the actual guide, you will see that it's just 100 Mbps. So that means that if your internet connection is actually faster than that, like 200, 300 Mbps, like what I have, you won't be able to use that even if you use the Ethernet backhaul connection, which is actually preferable, right? So as you can see, if you have 3 nodes and you can actually physically connect them using Ethernet ports, Ethernet cable, it's actually preferable because it will preserve the speed, right? The bandwidth, in contrary to using the Wi-Fi signal of it. However, since the Ethernet ports of this specific model, E4, is just limited to megabit connection, not a gigabit one, it's just basically going to cater 100 Mbps and lower connection. So just take a note of that, because I will definitely buy a faster one, a different model. I think I'm going to look for M4 or S4 or something like that. and use it as my main router, as you can see here, my main Deco that I'm going to use, so that it will supply a higher internet connection to all of these nodes anywhere I go. Because again, I'm using a 300 Mbps ISP. So if you're using E4 only, no other model, like even in your main node here, main Deco, and then you plug it in, via Ethernet port, it will just only supply 100 Mbps across the board, right? Even if you plug it via Ethernet to all of them. Just take note of that. That's the main downside or con of this E4. All right, so again on the back it says fast mesh Wi-Fi for whole home Wi-Fi, keep itself fast, seamless roaming, no more buffering, parental controls, simple Wi-Fi control. But let's go ahead and open it up right now and let's check how does it look, because honestly speaking, it's very light. It opens from the side of it, right? So not from the top, but let's go ahead and pull this out here. So this is the box, nothing more inside, it's empty now. Basically, this is your 3 unit of the Deco E4. The first unit that we have, all right, TP-Link. So again, on the bottom, you will see some information there. SSID and everything else will be there. And then these are your 2 Ethernet port backhaul, so you can connect it to the first node, second node, and so forth, right? Connect them in series. Open up one more here. Now, one thing that I noticed, because it's lighter, it's kind of big, there's a lot of grills, right? You'll see, I don't know if you can see the insides of that, but yeah, hopefully you're kind of like having a glimpse of it. But these are air vents, right? Air vents there, air vents here. So it's going to be cooler, right? I hope it's gonna run a lot cooler than other router setup out there. All right, so again, exactly the same, TP-Link marking in front. Installation guide here, and you will get an Ethernet cord, right? So this is the adapter, so it's well hidden underneath, which is appreciated, right? Because instead of just sticking like a sore thumb outside, it will be hidden, well hidden in the back or underneath rather, and run it like that, which is pretty good, right? I like that. All right, now if you notice, there's nothing else on the actual box itself, right? No more Ethernet cables, no more warranty cards or any guides or anything. It's extremely simple, and that's probably the reason why it's a lot cheaper as well, right, compared to others. All right, so that's your Deco E4 1200 Wi-Fi mesh system. All right, so let me go ahead and set it up, and I'll be right back. So first thing that you're going to do is download the TP-Link Deco app from the Play Store. It's just going to ask you to log in, create login. So you do that and then begin. And then scroll down a little bit and look for the E4, E3s, I believe. Just tap that to add it. And then it's going to give you the basic information like, this is the equipment that you're going to get or the peripherals, and make sure that it's connected physically to your modem, and that your modem has a good internet connection, right? It might even ask you to power cycle your modem. You actually don't need to do that, but it's just asking you to make sure that it's online. And then it's going to ask you to make sure that the blue light is pulsing, or the Deco has a blue LED light pulsing on the top of it. As soon as you plugged it in, it will show you that pulsing blue light. So as soon as it's showing that pulsing blue light, it means it's ready to go. It's ready for setup, right, for installation. All right, so you can see, it's showing a blue light here blinking, right? So that means it's ready to go. So just go ahead and select that. All right, it's gonna say, it's now detected, or it's detecting multiple Decos because I plugged them all, right? I have 3, right? I'll plug them all. So if you've done that, you will just verify which one you're trying to connect to. So this is the main Deco plugged into our modem or to our router physically here. Just look for the name of it. And then you will have to connect to it wirelessly. That's the Deco 1194. And then once you're connected, just specify you're connected, and it's going to detect it and confirm that you're now good to go for that. Now it's just gonna ask you to put a name, connect it to Wi-Fi. So you do that, and then I name it Deco Home, and that's going to be the main network name. Right, all of them will be named Deco Home. So that's the good thing about this, about the mesh, right? You don't have to connect them, or to name them different SSID. They will just have a single name for all of them. So it's now confirming it's connected. It will give you an opportunity to add another Deco. So let's do that. Since we plugged them all, just do the same thing essentially. But here it will ask if you're using first floor, second floor, and things like that, 2 floors. So just specify your configuration at home, and then just follow the prompts there. So it will detect the remaining decos you have at home. Again, I plugged them all, right, and I have 3. So it's now detecting the other 2. You're just gonna name them essentially, so where they're located, right? So let's put the first one to living room, second one to the kitchen. That's where I put them, and it will just optimize the network, make sure they're all connected, and we're good for now. Now that's how easy it is, right? As you notice, you don't really need to do a lot more stuff, and this is the app. It will show you all of the devices that are connected to your network. Now if you go to the grid there on the right side, on the more, it's going to give you a lot of settings, and this first one is the very first thing that you need to do, right? Network optimization. So just optimize it, make sure the channels are good, no interference, and the app will do that for you. So let's go ahead and run a speed test here. This is the most interesting part, right? So it's optimized, it's plugged in, but if you notice, if you run a speed test out of it, I'm just sitting right in the office, right in front of it, it's actually capped at 100 Mbps, right? It's not even getting that. It's just 93.5, and if you have a speed slower than 100, then it's fine. But remember, I do have 300 Mbps. So let's go ahead and confirm that. Let's swap our connection to the actual 5G of my Converge, my ISP, and the speed will definitely be different here. All right, so as you can see, it's even jumping to 500. So this is again the one that I'm talking about initially, because of the Ethernet port on the Deco itself. On the E4 specifically, they only have 100 Mbps capped Ethernet port, in contrary to other models out there that has gigabit connection. So what we're going to do is to install another one, a Deco that is capable of gigabit connection. And this is basically the Deco M4, right? This one is capable of gigabit Ethernet, and we don't need to buy, a package of 3 again, because we already have a couple, and Wi-Fi is capable of faster speed though. So we just need 1, right? Again, it has 2 gigabit Ethernet connection. We just need this to connect to your ISP, right, to our Converge here. So it's gonna get all of the 300 Mbps that it can get, and then pass it wirelessly to the other E4s, right? Because again, wireless can go beyond 100 Mbps, right? Specifically the 5G, which is what we want. As advertised, it can go up to 837, I think, right? Or beyond 800. And the 2.4 can even do 300 Mbps. So let's go ahead and unbox this real quick here. Let's go ahead and slide this. And believe it or not, this is actually pretty cheap, right? I think I purchased this for just 1,300 pesos. It was actually cheap, right? If you can see, this, might as well buy it first. Just buy 3 pieces of this. It's actually a lot better, but it has the same peripherals as the other. 1 Ethernet port or Ethernet cable rather, and then power brick, power adapter, and of course the actual E4 wireless stuff here, wireless router. So as you can see, if you inspect the bottom, it says it's it's not E4, it's M4, right? So that's actually the one capable for or capable of gigabit connection via the Ethernet, right? Gigabit Ethernet. So let's grab the E4 here and compare them. If you notice, almost identical, right? Very similar. The only differentiating factor here is the color, right, of the design above. If you notice, while the M4 is a lot darker, the E4 is pretty gray, pretty light. That is on the top and even on the bottom, the actual material of it. So the darker one is the M4, lighter one is the E4, right? E4 is the 100 Mbps connection only. Again, a shame. I don't understand why TP-Link would do such abomination. But the M4 is gigabit capable, has 2 gigabit Ethernet port on the back of it. I really don't understand though, right? I mean, maybe TP-Link is thinking that, a lot of other connection are still 100 Mbps. But if you're advertising higher connection, right? Why would you do 100? Why would you cap 100 Mbps only, right? That's kind of like a shame. But I had this set up right now, so let's go ahead and run a speed test and let's see if it's actually getting the actual speed that we want, right? I named them Deco New, but let's go ahead and check the 5G first, the actual converge. What's the current speed that we're getting? And then we're gonna run a speed test on the Deco and let's compare it. So the converge is getting 240 right now on the downstream. Download speed around 241. That's the upload speed. It's getting about 300. So pretty good. It's getting the actual plan or the actual subscription. So let's go ahead and switch to the Deco New. I named them Deco New. By the way, you'll have to kind of like do what we've done initially, right? The configuration setup, it's just the same. So going to be easy. But let's go ahead and run a speed test now on the Deco New. This is the M4. And as you've noticed, it's now reaching the full potential that we're getting earlier, right? Jumped into 245 earlier and it's about 233 right now. So it's looking good for the download speed. Let's go ahead and test the upload. And it's also going beyond 100. It's actually reaching 230 as well. So it's pretty perfect. So that's the app. If you notice, it says Deco New. That's the new name now. Again, it's gonna detect all of the devices that you're connecting. I'm connecting those devices, so it's now there. But this is basically like the home page, right? It's gonna show you all of the devices connected to it. If you tap on the top, it will show you all of the Decos that are connected. So that's good. I have 4 now, if you notice, because of 3 E3s and 1 M4, right? The main one in the office is the M4. And the rest are E3s, right? Because again, Wi-Fi is capable of higher speed than 100 Mbps. So looking good. All of the Decos, by the way, will show you the devices connected to them, which is pretty good if you want to monitor or to control something like parental controls or something. You can actually do that here. Again, if you go to more, you have a couple of options here. Wi-Fi settings, so you can change the password if you want to. If you go to network optimization, that's the one that we have earlier, scanning and optimizing the network. All right, so that's perfect. It's looking good. So let's go ahead and skip that. Now the next one is deny list. So if you want to block or this access list, right? And then you also have the update Deco. If there's any update, you do have advanced if you want to configure, right? What do you call this? Like do something in configuration, like disable SIP ALG. You also have WPS for quick connection. More settings underneath are the features, right? Parental controls, QoS, managers, or the people that can handle it, and even monthly reports. So if you really wanted to monitor your network, you'll have a bit of information here via the app, which is appreciated. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is the Deco E4 set, the 3 and the Deco M4, which I added as a main one. So just an advice again, if you wanted to get the full potential of your internet speed, which is higher than 100 Mbps, if you do have that, make sure that you use a Deco M4 or something that is higher than E3, right? The one that is capable of gigabit connection. But again, that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Click the like button if you like this video. Comment down below if you have any questions, any comments, any information that you would like me to put there, or any inquiry about this. I can definitely answer. I always check my comments, so just go ahead and comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I review a lot of new gadgets and products that I purchased myself. This is not a sponsored product, by the way. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this myself, so definitely not biased at all. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and see you on my next one. Peace.